Good morning, Ancient Warrior. Let's talk about the myth of gun control. Now, why do I call it a myth? Folks, there's not a scintilla of fact involved in gun control. The true name of gun control is population control. What do I mean by that? Folks, if they can take your weapons away from you, they can do anything they want to do to you. The government, the state, the locale that you're living in, they can get away with doing anything. And you black community organizers, you Hispanic community organizers, if you think police shootings are bad now, wait till there's no guns to stop them. They will run rampant, arresting people for the most stupid little things. You know, this is all on the heels of that Parkland, Florida shooting. Well, let's talk about what caused that shooting. Number one, Nicholas Cruz is a victim of the Parkland School District, the Parkland Police Department, and the Sheriff's Department. He's their victim. I'm going to tell you, folks, that was a false flag. It was a false flag attack because it could have been stopped. Because the school district, the police department, and the sheriff's department are all participants in a program called Promise. And basically what Promise is it's meant to stop people from going from, the kids from going from the schoolyard to the prison yard. It was basically designed for minorities because certain liberal groups said we're sending too many minorities to prison for minor offenses. I got a great suggestion, folks. Don't do those minor offenses if you're going to prison for them. Now, rarely will you hear me say anything about breaking the law. And you're not going to hear it today either. But what I will tell you is you need to get on your computers. You need to get on a letter writing campaign. You need to get on the telephone. You need to call your congressman, your senators, the President of the United States. You need to get telling him that gun control is not a necessity. Banning the AK-47, the AR-15 is letting the camel get his nose under the tent. Then they'll come back and they'll say, well, we need to take the Remington 700 out because it was a sniper rifle during Vietnam. And then they'll come back and say, well, we probably need to take the M1 Garands and the 03 A3s out because they were military guns and they can put 5 rounds out in a hurry with that bolt action. The next thing you're going to notice, they're going to want your shotguns, they're going to want your 410s, and they're going to want your collector items. The same way they did in Australia. You know, folks, here's what goes on. We cannot let the camel get his nose under the tent. Because we get that camel in that tent and it's done. It's done. We're done. I want you to look to every place where gun control has been put into place. New York City, Chicago. How's gun control working in Chicago, folks? New York City. If the NYPD would tell the truth on their statistics about violent crimes and stuff, you'd see more and more guns used in violent crimes. But they're covering it up. They're cooking the books. Same way Chicago is. Same way Atlanta is. The same way LA, San Francisco. They don't want it known that the criminals have their hands on guns. So folks, let me tell you something. If you don't get on the phone, get on your computer, and start making contact with your congressman, your senator, and the president, and this goes through to where they actually do start taking guns away from people, folks, let me tell you, this is no one's fault except yours. I happen to think most Americans basically have become very, very lazy, weak-minded and lazy. And let me tell you why I feel that way. How many Americans are prepared for more than 3 days' supply of food in their home? And their logic is, well, I've never seen it happen here. Whether you've never seen it happen here or not, you should be prepared with a minimum of 1 year's supply of food in your home. You know, folks, I hate to be the bearer of bad news for you, but folks, if you do not do what's necessary, you can't blame anybody except yourself. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. And folks, please remember, please get in contact with your congressman, your senators, the president. You know, there's a White House number to call. And voice your unhappiness with what he's doing on this gun control issue. And folks, yesterday, on Wednesday, he made the comment, confiscate first, then due process. We can't do that either. The minute you start doing that, here's where the camel's nose under the tent again. Because, believe me, most of the cops I know, well, all the cops I know are decent men and women. But there's always that one guy, that one gal looking for a shortcut to make a name for themselves in the department. So please, do whatever you need to do, ladies and gentlemen. But do contact your congressmen and your senators. This is Ancient Warrior, and I'm signing out.